Alright folks, we're back now for episode 81 of Video Game Reviews. This is also the start of the third season of the series. Yes, we're on to season 3. And for the first episode of this third season, we are going to be covering a game that was that first came out that was first released on the NES in 1991 and then made into a PBS game show in 1996. And that game is Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. Now, this game is pretty much similar to Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, where you play as a secret agent for the Acme Detective Agency, and you have to use the research tools that are provided to you to crack the clues that are given to you on where the crook went to. You also have to decode the physical attributes or interests of the crook based on the other clues you're given. You have to achieve both of those objectives in order to secure an arrest warrant, which lets you identify the person at the end of the case and then arrest the crook. Now, the one difference though between this game and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego is, although the two games are similar, they are a little bit different. Case in point, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego deals with geography. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego deals with history. And as you've probably seen from my gameplayings of Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, as well as Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on YouTube, that I am probably that I'm much better off at geography instead of history. But anyway, no, in Where in Time, you travel through time and space with a device known as the Chrono Skimmer. However, the game, each case, you are given a time limit for each case, and each action you do uses up some of that time. So you have to solve the case within the time you're given in order for it to be successful. Now, this game features an element of geography and history to it, but also gives you practice with using a research book. Like, for example, when this game first came out, the New American Desk Encyclopedia came with the game for assistance. Now, all the people, events, and inventions that are in this game hail from history periods ranging from 400 AD into the 1950s, which at the time was from which came from 1,500 years of human history. And there was also a 28-page instruction manual that came. Yeah, at that 28 pages is a lot for an instruction manual. And of course, this game establishes that Acme headquarters is located in San Francisco. This game is pretty much ported onto pretty much everything that existed at the time. The Apple II computer, which was 1989, the Amiga, the Commodore 64 128, both in 1990, the Macintosh, again 1990, IBM PC 1990, NES 1991, the Sega Genesis 1992, and the Super Nintendo version, which came out in 1993. I believe the Super NES version of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego was also released in 1993. Now, when Konami released this game for the NES in 1991, they also included a small paperback encyclopedia as a free packet. And of course, High-Tech Expressions later made a port for the Super Nintendo, and EA made a port for the Sega Genesis. Now, from the time the game first came out, which was for the computer in 1989, up to January 1990, the game sold more than 100,000 copies, which made it the best-selling software game during the 1989 holiday season. So, it was fairly successful. Now, you start off as a time cadet, and you get promoted as you go. The different promotions are Time Patroller, Time Investigator, Time Inspector, Time Detective, Ace Time Detective, and finally Super Time Sleuth. And of course, the promotion you get is based on your ability to track the criminal's movements, figure out where he or she's going next, getting a warrant for their arrest, and sending a capture robot to arrest the crook. And you find the hideout by following the trail throughout the time stream. Of course, you can ask people for clues, and every travel clue, given the location, gives you a hint as to where you have to go next. And you choose whichever option fits the clue, and then you go there to receive the next clue. Now, if you had to see a short animation of violation upon arrival, you know you're at the right location. You also get clues about the culprit's physical appearance and what they like, what their hobbies are, and then you use that information to make the warrant. If you have the right warrant and you're in the right location before time runs out, you can arrest the crook. You have to arrest 80 different crooks in order to complete the game. So that is a lot. So yeah, I would say that this is a very good game, particularly if you're a Carmen Sandiego fan. This is one game I would highly recommend. I know a few of my few friends of mine on YouTube are Carmen Sandiego fans. Aubrey in particular, who is a big Carmen Sandiego fan. Like, I've seen him do gameplays of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on YouTube. I don't know if I've seen him do Where in Time, though. But in any event, though, this is a pretty good game. Of course, you have to be good with history knowledge in order to beat this game. And as we've seen from my two YouTube playings of Where in Time, history is not really my strongest subject. Or one of my strongest subjects. But anyways, I think that'll do it for this first episode of the third season of Video Game Reviews. I thank you very much for joining me. And in the next episode of Video Game Reviews, we will be covering Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards. A game for, what else? Nintendo 64. See you then.